Three, two, one. Hello, everybody. Good evening, and welcome to the 11th hour. My name is Dwayne Hirsch, and I do this a few times a week at night to talk to the late night entrepreneur, the person that's been up all day and that's still up, that's working like I am now. I probably look absolutely beat right now because it's been that type of day. It's been that type of week. It's been a great week, though, and I'm really, really pushing, and I'm doing these so that I can encourage you to push too. So if you're up working right now, or even if you're out and about right now and you see this, take a minute, listen to it. Maybe you get some encouragement, some inspiration, because it's really about giving you an opportunity to stay up at it and be encouraged to stay on board and on top. So tonight's topic, I really wanted to talk about. I had a conversation with a good friend earlier today, and we were talking about, how the hookup impacts business, right? For a lot of us that work and we don't work in particularly those of us that don't work in brick and mortar locations like that, if you're in marketing or printing and all these other businesses, or if you're doing events, hosting events, you always got people that want to get something for nothing or something for less than what they should pay, or something that diminishes the value of the product or the service that you're trying to offer. So for me, when I was little, my parents were hustling people. They worked for the post office. They did pretty well. We had a nice house. We lived in Roseland. We did all right. But every week it would be this guy that would come through, and he would have a big box of like steaks or meat or something like that. And he would just have a bunch of stuff he was selling. And pops them would buy it from him. And we got more hamburgers this week or more steaks or whatever. And you'd have people that come through with liquor and shoes and clothes and all kind of stuff. And that's a different type of hookup, because you don't know where these people got this stuff from, right? It's like the guy that's selling stuff in front of the store, and you go in, you don't really know, is it hot? You don't know if he stole it, you don't know where it came from. But if you need it, you might grab it. And I kind of grew up in a culture of circumvention, a culture of circumvention, where anytime you could get around the system, anything you could do to get around the system, that's what you did. You could put people, that's how people, would put lights and phone bills and stuff in other people's names, and they do it. That's just a society or culture of circumvention, and everybody's kind of working to get around. So if you look at it from an economic perspective, for years when we're, a lot of us have less or grew up having less, then, when you get in a position, you want to help your people out. So it's like, man, hook a brother up, man. I need this, but I ain't really got but that, and I want to kind of get something. You say, all right, cool, I want to help a brother out. But then, does that brother come back and help you out? Does he offer you something of value in return? If he doesn't, then he's feeding into this culture that I'm really talking about tonight. So there's two types of hookups. You got a guy that ride up and he got a truckload of TVs. Hey, if you feel like you came up on him however you needed to, then hey, handle your business and get what you need for your people, right? But that other thing where you got somebody that's in a business and they feed their family, or they're supporting their own lifestyle, whatever they're doing, they're providing you a service and a value. I buy business cards from people. I'm working with people to buy, support product masterclass that's coming up in August that you guys really need to look at and sign up for. And at the end tonight, I'm going to announce to you a special giveaway or a special opportunity that we have that's attached to the masterclass that you can take advantage of for the next couple of days. But in this whole thing, man, we're talking about the psychology, right, of entrepreneurship and how we think. So if you're in a business, I need business cards. If I go to my brother, I get my business cards from Brian at Red Level. Shout out to him. Most of the time I get them from him. So when I go to him, or I'm using WDB, Kiana Barber, to do some other things. So she sent me a proposal of pricing for what it is that I need. So there's, some of it, if it comes out to a little bit more than what you expect or what you want to spend, it's okay, because she offered it to me in detail. It gave me a chance to itemize the service instead of me asking her to give me more than I was willing to. So it's really a thing where we got to be business enough and respect each other's business enough to negotiate terms if you really don't feel like you don't have enough money, or you ask the question from a different perspective. So instead of saying, give me $1,000 worth of service for $700, say, what can you provide me in service for $700? And let the business owner attach his value proposition to that, right? Doesn't that make a lot more sense to you? So that way the value exchange is always even. And in our community where we're looking for our businesses to come up, we're looking to put ourselves in positions to create jobs, or even in some cases to build really special businesses. It can't be built around a society where nobody pays the price for what is there. You cannot give away your service. But you also now, there's two sides to this now. As a business owner, as the provider of that product or service, you need to make sure it's right. Present it right. You want to present it properly. You want to serve it properly. You want to live up to all of your deliverables. So for instance, right? If you come to me and you ask me for a business development consultation service, and I offer you my rate, and you say, well, I got this much. Can you give it to me for less? You want me to give you the same service for less, right? Now, we make that deal. The deliverables are late. Then can you complain? You kind of lose your right to complain about things not going the way you want if you haven't paid the full price, because you're paying less, so you get less. So I'm up tonight. I'll be up tonight answering emails. Am I going to answer your email? Am I going to sit here and put together your proposal and your deliverables if you're not paying the full rate? Or do I focus on the full rate customer? See, you'll ask for the hookup and then you'll expect full service and then talk about them and put them on blast when they don't do right. And don't put the hookup on blast. If somebody give you something for less than what you feel like you should have paid, don't tell nobody that. And because what you do is devalue the service to other people. So if somebody charges you $100 and you only paid $75, don't tell other people you paid $75, because they're going to go to them and expect that same $75 deal you got. They want your deal, not their deal. They want your deal. Hey, you know them, right? Hook me up with them. It's the hookup. So we can't do that. We got to take ourselves out of this culture, because it's really a negative culture in Black business. And you got a lot of people that don't, again, I say this a lot, they don't do business enough in our community for a whole host of reasons. And we talk a lot about being able to support businesses in our community. You know, I buy, shout out to Cassiopeia and the Black Mall. They sell toilet paper and other little things like, you know, deodorants and different things like that. So I get that. I made a dedicated effort to get at least those products from them, right? So when I go into the Culture Connection to pick that up, or if I go to Cassie and them directly, I don't ask them to give me more than what they are at. You know what I mean? They say, well, you get this many for that much, then that's what I want, and give me 2 or 3 times that much, because I don't need to shop for it a lot, because if I got to do that, then I got to go to Walgreens or something and buy Charmin. So I've been really working to dedicate myself to buying those rolls. Now, Cassie, if you're listening, I'm low and I need to holler at you, so please hit me up and let's get together so I can get some more from you. But I genuinely want to make an effort to support our businesses. The masterclass is about that. The Hyde Park Happy Hour is about that. And it's about giving you an opportunity to learn things from my experience and through the things that I've seen from watching all of you for so long, that you can start to gain some advantage for yourself and start to take advantage of my connectivity out here. If I got different things that can be helpful to you, I want to be able to share that with you, but let's do it on an equitable basis. So if you call me and you ask me, hey, Wayne, man, I need so-and-so phone number, man, I need to work something out with him. And I got a person that attended my masterclass that comes to the Hyde Park Happy Hour asking for that same connection. Who do you think I'm going to give it to? I'm going to give it showing a genuine interest in what I'm doing, not somebody that never contact me until they need something, right? I don't have a problem with sharing connectivity, but it's got to be done on equitable basis. What are you doing to add value to my situation? Is this a deal that I can benefit from? I've had people that asked me, back when I was doing Premium Energy VIP, there was some people that approached me about aligning it with some contacts that I had at Walgreens. We were actively in over 100 Walgreens stores, and we had just gotten approved for sale at Walmart. So they wanted introduce me to this guy, and he had a product that he wanted to get on the shelf at Walgreens and Walmart. So when we sat down in the meeting, he did have something of value to exchange. But what he had of value to exchange was worth the Walgreens Connect. So I said, basically, I'll put you in direct contact with who you need to do that if you do this for me. And that was an even exchange. When it came to Walmart, however, a connection that I was firmly glued into, we were already approved and ready to go into several stores, although that didn't end up happening for some other reasons that you'll learn if you come to the masterclass. That situation, he basically told me, I got to pay you for that? I said, like, dude, you don't understand. We're talking about Walmart here. So we talking about whatever you put on them shelf, you got the potential to make millions of dollars, and you going to think I'm just going to hand you that over this, particularly for this other exchange of lesser value? Work to understand what the value of a person's service is. If you're in a business or you're providing a service to people, you're in marketing, you're in consulting of some type, where you're going to give somebody a consultation or something, attach a price to that, a definitive price. You charge $100 an hour, $150, $50, $75, whatever it is, put a price tag on it that person can sink their teeth into. And you have to attach the details to that. Now, this is a business development issue. You have to attach the details of your service to your proposals and such in a way that people can genuinely understand that, so that if they don't want to pay the full price, they can just extract whatever they don't need or whatever they can do without. And then they can pay you full price for what they get. My pledge to you tonight is this. If you got a service to offer me, I'm going to pay you a full price or a full exchange of value for your service. That's my promise to you. I'm not going to ask you for the hookup. If you have a genuine respect for the work that I've done over the years and you want to utilize that opportunity to pay respect to the work that I've done, absolutely, I have no problem with that either. I'll take that hookup. But that's because you've got a sense of value from the work that I've done. So there's still been an exchange of value in that situation. But my pledge to you is that. Now, a lot of people confuse bartering with the hookup. The difference in that is that bartering is really a fair exchange of value. But what happens is it doesn't feel equitable if one or both of the parties don't really understand the value of what's being exchanged. So somebody comes to you and say, well, I'll post on your Facebook and I'll post your stuff on my Facebook and my Instagram if you do X, Y, and Z. What's the value of those posts? How many followers do you have? What's your engagement level? What are your insights on the page that you're going to post on? If you really want to make that a fair exchange, you have to ask that person those questions. Or if you're trying to make the exchange, you should be offering those facts as a comfort to the person you're offering that to for that barter and that exchange. So that's how we show respect for one another's business. So whatever we're going to do economically, if they come and they rain down billions of dollars in the neighborhood tomorrow and we all go start and our business is thriving, how the hell is that going to work for us if we don't respect one another? If we don't respect each other enough to pay a fair price for something that we'll never go downtown or to another type of business owner and try to leverage them, especially not in the service industry, you're not going to do that. They're going to say, what's your budget? In the real estate side, this comes out all the time. With contractors. But it's not the contractor's fault in the situation I'm going to give you. It's the investor's fault or the buyer's fault or whatever. Because here's the thing. When you're so obsessed with saving money that you squeeze people and then expect the best of service from them, you're fooling yourself. And that's why you get lesser results from people, because oftentimes you won't pay the price that they're legitimately asking. And if you don't like the price, then you have to weigh that out on one of two factors. Either you can't afford it, or you can make a reasonable argument why that rate should not be paid. Do you understand the market price for the labor involved, the materials involved, and all the other factors before you say, hey, man, that's too high? Because sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's in direct line with exactly what was happening. Shout out to Dave Cousins, Iona Construction. He gave me an estimate recently for an investor that we turned around and we were going to do a deal through a hard money lender that had already made an assessment of the value and the work. And in this situation, his number hit exactly on the head. to what they had said. That's how I know I'm dealing with a contractor that knows what he's doing. He understands the value of that. Now, my objective is to encourage my investor not to squeeze him on his numbers and make it where he's got to come to work with one less man every day, stretch out the time of the project. Now you're paying extra interest payments on the hard money loan you took out. See, your inability or your lack of desire to pay full price causes you problems that you don't even see. Causes you problems you don't even see. It hurts black business to constantly want more than what it is that you pay for from people. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants that for themselves, and they're never going to perform for you to the full extent of their capability unless you're a person maybe that they're trying to impress. Maybe they want to use a smaller situation to leverage themselves to a bigger situation. That might be the case. But when you approach somebody, be willing and ready to pay them what they're asking you for to get paid. And you'll be surprised at what people will do in terms of the service they provide. Now, if you give them full price and they don't perform, and that does happen, if that happens to you, then you should definitely, don't do business with that person again. And I'm not for putting people on blast about this type of stuff, right? But to be honest, again, just in summary, you lose your right to complain to people to somebody about their service when you ain't paying them but a third of what they ask you to pay them. But you want them to spend their time on you. And to those of you who provide those services, don't squeeze me rather for my service. Then I see you out stunting at parties and spending money bottles and you squeezing me on my price. Yeah, y'all done felt that one too. I know you have. You seen that. Somebody come in, man, like, I know you need a stack, but I ain't really got with this. Can I hit you with that? Ooh, we all been through it on both sides. I've been the guy asking for that, like, hey man, can you? But I realize different. I've grown up in this thing. And I've been the other guy that somebody's asking for that. But if I do that for you, I don't want to see you out. I give you that hookup on Wednesday and I see you out Friday at a party that I know costs $50, $100 to get in, and you just skimp me off the top of my head for $250. Don't do that to your people, man. That man got children. He got education to pay for. He got parking tickets and shit to pay for. Don't do that. Don't do that. So it's things like this that you guys will talk about a lot in masterclass. This is real world stuff we talking about. This is the purpose of it too is inspire, but it's not a pie in the sky perspective. I teach things from a positive, what can we do for ourselves and how can we take negatives and turn them into positives. That's more my approach and my mindset, and that's the psychology that I offer. But in reality, it's really about teaching you that stuff that's raw, that comes from someone's raw experience that you either feel or you've seen. And those of you that are up watching this tonight, you watching this because you, in part, maybe because you understand that on Friday night when others play, you need to be working. You need to be answering my email is what you need to be doing, right? You need to be answering somebody else's email or text message that hit you up earlier today that might lead to a deal, a sale, or whatever. But stay on your business, work your business. So here's what we're doing tonight. So Bill Walsh, a lot of you guys know who Bill Walsh is, a world-class business educational motivator, and does a lot of things and been all over the world teaching for a long time and a lot of years. And you know that if you go to his conferences, it's not cheap to do that from the outside looking in. So the first 10 people that register, or not the first, but the next 10 people from tonight, from where we at 11:20 tonight, that register for the Dwayne Hurst Masterclass, you're going to receive access to a 3-day conference that's valued at $5,000. That comes from some very good friends of ours that we'll mention later. But yeah, that's a gift to you for signing up for this masterclass, because they understand the value of you coming here so that you can do simple things to manage your business better and build more so that we can sustain more. And on the tickets that you buy, you're also going to receive $30 off of any class, including the full series. So the code is WALSH30 is the discount code. It's WALSH, WALSH 30. And again, I typically don't try to go too long. somebody put on the comments when I posted about tonight, they said you could talk about this all day long. And yeah, we could do 24 hours about how people come to us for the hookup. But for those of us who get pained by that, who feel offended by it, and whose businesses have in cases suffered because of it, don't you turn around and go do the same shit to somebody else. It's late at night, it's after hours, family time is over, it's just you and me talking, right? So don't do the same thing to somebody else. Pay them what they do, and you can expect others to do the same for you. We got a lot to build. And like I say, if business is about the fact that you're solving problems and you're filling voids, our community has a lot of issues and a lot of voids. So thereby we have a lot of opportunity to build growth. And that's my encouragement to you tonight. It's the 11th hour, but don't make it your last hour. Stay up, keep working. I'll be working for a couple more hours tonight. If you need to get at me, send me a message tonight. I'll be up. I talk to you for a minute. I'll just do that because I feel like that tonight. I'm ready to go. I'm up and I'm excited. I got a panel to speak on tomorrow about equity crowdfunding with an event at Lacuna Lost that's sponsored by U.S. Bank. There's a lot of great things going on, man. And I'm really excited. And so I do this to share my excitement with you, share my energy with you, and share my passion with you so you can share your passion with others. Have a good night, everybody. Peace.